Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Ireland Esports Summer Series, presented by Monster. And I am once again joined by my good friend Schmergen. We're best friends.
Oh.
Even if he says otherwise, we're best friends. And I am Kurt. We are sponsored by Reraw and Dogpatch Labs. So thank you so much to all of our sponsors for everything. And I'm excited for this final. We have two teams we obviously saw over on Wednesday, so it's little bit of refresher. We have Big Brain Community, who we saw dominate completely and get straight to these finals, and the Dole Lords, who had a little bit more of a tumultuous journey, to say the least. So it is a rematch for them.
Yeah, and Dole Lords are not quite the same Dole Lords you saw earlier this week. They are playing with a sub this time.
They've changed.
So Rory is out and Rem is in. Now, hopefully, this won't impact their performance that much, and they'll be able to give a good rematch for Big Brain Community, because they were the ones that knocked them into the lower bracket.
Yeah, I'm definitely interested to see, because Rory was... I'm not going to say Gary did bad, but Rory was the one firing on all cylinders. They were the one that had amazing clutches. I remember the one on Lotus in the 1v2. They just completely decimated getting the defuse off, and it was great to see. So I mean, be interested. Rem is a very good player. I've seen him play, in collegiate as well for UG. So it's be interesting to see how this change comes in. And we do have a veto as well that has just popped up.
And just for a reminder, in case anybody's just watching now, this is a Spike Rush format. We're doing a best of 3 in Spike Rush mode, 2v2. So they'll have all the power-up orbs they can pick up. But we're still letting map pick and bans go through. So what was the first map that was picked, Kurt?
Yeah, we are going firstly onto Sunset with the Dole Lord starting on Defender's side, because Big Brain Community picked that. Then once we're past that, it will be a Lotus again, picked by Dole Lords with Defender for Big Brain Community. And then Icebox, if we get there, if we get to the map 3, if we don't see a 2-0 come in, it will end there on the Icebox with Big Brain on the Defender side. So really excited stuff. We didn't see too much Sunset. We saw a few, I think.
I think we saw two games.
We saw two games of Sunset. We did see a lot of games, so it's trying to remember everything that kind of went through.
These go very fast. These just go pretty fast.
They go very fast. So do not blink, or you will miss everything happening. But I'm just excited to see what happens in this agent select as we just get everyone ready. It'll just be a couple of moments here. But with the changes, I'm kind of wondering with changing out Rory for Rem, we kind of saw different ideas develop, especially as we went. We saw ISO a lot for Big Brain Community. They kept running that. Obviously, you counter like the golden gun. You're a really strong agent right now as well, so that's really powerful. But then on the other side, I think we saw like Breach Omen from Gary Rory, like weird things coming out definitely. So I'll be interested to see what they bring on Sunset, because we have seen like Reyna ISO, things like that, like double duelist. So just waiting to see exactly what they pick up right now.
I mean, you weren't far off the mark at the end there. The rain is already being hovered by Rem.
Yeah, and we did see some chamber come in as well, which is what's popping up here. But it wasn't by Gary. It was, I believe it was Jack running it earlier in the tournament. They kept going with it because you might not be able to pick your guns, but you can get a free headhunter 4 bullets every round if you want. So that's a really good boon to have, especially for the pistol on both sides. So we're going to have the Chamber Reyna, so you have a lot of damage output for sure. You could also have a trademark, which can be really nice to have. But the ISO Neon, you're just gunning it, literally. That is the goal here. You want to win every duel possible.
Yeah, it's the same comp they ran in their first game when they were playing Sunset. And it worked out pretty well for them when they just ran down Don't Chat to Us, right? So I'm wondering if they're going to keep the same thing going, or if they're going to slow it down a bit because they're against Duelist this time instead of the Omen Gecko they were up against before.
Yeah, and coming into it, they're already, just going to push on through. The orbs they here, minimal compared to it, but insta-kill. Reyna's going to get the first one. Degenerate, random Degenerate, not ready for the second one there. The double up there was really smart, especially because you can rendezvous like he just did to end it off, but it means that if you do get just rushed away, you can get back to the side very quickly. So that was a really smart play to come out from them to double up, get that going. And I was going to say before they instantly died, the orb selection also matters a lot. And there it wasn't much at all. It was even mid and A main was the wolves, basically seekers, but just 2 of them. So
They do paranoia as well if they manage to catch you. Oh, the ultimate for Chicken Joe when they're against Bucky's. Okay.
yeah,
You've got the
need to-
range advantage now. This is really scary. And you can see that they've adapted straight away. They're both doubling up default now. Now Gary's gone back, thinking that the Neon is just going to start running at them all the way around to their spawn, maybe.
Yeah, and obviously, since this is 2v2, only one side is available. You can go through mid and to A. It's kind of the gentleman's agreement of don't go towards B, but going straight in with this Neon ult, gonna go straight through. The Bucky, though, gets stunned out, so Rem cannot do anything, and Gary just rushed down completely there. Really smart play from Chicken Joe to go for that. Once you know it's an ult orb, just get instantly every single point down. Just take that straight away, and it's really good here. We do have Gary, who has an Empress on board, so this could be really useful, especially on an op round. If you can get a first kill and get it really quickly, it's mainly the dismiss you want here.
And there's no Ult Orb again. Ult Orb would have been really good for Chicken Joe again, but not to be. Instead, they get to see. The Seekers are actually not bad here, because you have to sacrifice an op shot just to break them and don't get paranoid.
Yeah, and on the flip side, for the defenders, if they can get the paranoia out, it'll, you know, cut the sound, mess up your vision, and force you into a position where you're not going to be doing that great. We're waiting them out. They're waiting on them, but doubling up, they don't get the shot off. Gary shoots between the lines, and this op shot starts it off. Joe gets the first. It's available though, and the shield. It's everything. Both of them just running back, staying alive. Reload comes from one. Random Degenerate does have bullets on hand. Misses the shot from Rem, and the ISO finishes it off, flicking through the air. 1-2 there. That's a huge comeback after losing out in the pistol.
I'm ready.
I can't believe the double tap actually saved their life.
That is the round where the double tap is the most prevalent as well, because oh my god, it's the op killer. Even though he missed, it gave him a second chance at life there, because I think it was actually on target. It is bigger than the hitbox, but I think it was on target. So now back into the normal pistols, just Ghost on hand. Gary can use the Headhunter if he really wishes, but it's really about who gets this first contact, who gets the first headshot. And they're gonna meet the eyes, but not gonna trade any shots.
Oh, they're
for now.
going in.
One enemy remaining.
Oh, stunned out! Stunned out. Rem gets the first, and he recovers in time for Random Degenerate. That is insane.
Cosmetic stun, I guess.
Yeah, no. Just
How did that did nothing?
Just hit it. Hit mouse 1, even with the randomness, even with everything. Just do it.
The ghost as well, like that's criminal. I can't believe Rem got away with that one.
Yeah, it's not even a spam. You can't. The fire rate when you're stunned is so slow. Marshals now though, this is gonna be an interesting one to pull out. We are seeing some like nice setups coming out here, like the ISO going for some huge damage, like trying to get the vulnerable online, so the Marshal can one-shot. But for now, just gonna keep it slow. Both these sides, not going to overplay it for now. It's just about who, if you hit a headshot, really, that's all this is.
First contact to be made, no damage though. And I like how the flash at the beginning of the round there from Rem has dragged Random Degenerate off of A main to go check on mid. Now that they've seen both of them, they feel comfortable to help their teammate. Rem is stuck here. I don't know if they have any flashes to try and get out. Damage taken, one more bullet will do it for him. But meanwhile, Gary's grabbed this paranoia orb.
Yeah,
So now
that kills.
Oh,
Yeah,
there's whiffs on whiffs.
they're both.
Apparently this is every Marshal round. They're all cursed.
One enemy remaining.
One.
10
Rem.
seconds left.
Hold. Whiff again. Jumps around. Knife for real this time. Never mind, we're going into elbow. Taking him on a tour.
That
Just
is
to wear out the
insane.
time.
Dare you.
Chicken Joe, you movement god.
Point.
I'm gonna be honest, I have no idea what Rem was doing there. I think they were going for the knife.
Yeah, they wanted the knife.
Oh, that is horrifying though, but now that is match point available over for Big Brain Community. Otherwise, you know, it's one round in the difference. We are gonna see how this comes out. And this is the most normal round we've had. This is a normal buy round. We got Phantoms on board. We have an Empress online. So this is a huge opportunity for the attacking side. The orbs are not
Oh, he's gonna
much
go
more
for
than
this.
the just the Twin Hunters, but that's still huge because this is going to give a lot of info right now, but they need to capitalize off it. Gets the first, keeps spamming. Chicken Joe misses the relay bolt. And now it's 2 versus 1. They can just play doubles up, play with that Empress. And they have a really good situation here.
Gotta go.
Does
I love
walking
what-
with the
Yeah, I
monarch
think I
actually
love
make you go
the
faster?
walk sprint. I think is it a faster walk?
Yeah,
It's like the the Jamiroquai music video.
it does. We've gotten confirmation. It actually does. I had no idea. Doesn't matter though. Still gonna get caught out by the trademark.
Yeah, the trademark and gets shot in the head by the Empress.
Switching
Really well
sides.
played, and that is now going to bring us
Overtime.
to overtime. We were talking about this before because we haven't had this. We don't know if it's a case of, like in normal, you have to, win out 2 in a row, or if it's just first to 5, like in basic Spike Rush.
We win. We survive.
We
I'm
have an
pretty sure-
opportunity to learn.
in normal queue at least, I'm pretty sure it's just
It's just
like
5.
golden goal. Next round wins. Oh,
Chicken
finally
Joe.
getting punished for this play. Oh, or not. Gary can't steady the aim.
Gary got lost.
Horrid whiff.
One enemy remaining.
Ren, can they do it? Can they do it all themselves though? Not quite with the slide.
They get
It
the
looks like it
4.
is. It is 1 by 2.
Switching sides. Match
Yeah.
point.
So
Vandals
yeah, we will
again.
see.
Don't get stabbed.
Yeah, no, they're getting. Well, it depends if you hit the shots, if it's a lucky thing to have the Vandals rather than something a little bit more interesting. It's all about perspective. But yeah, it's the fact you reset. There's gonna be no ults online if this keeps occurring. But for now, this is just their chance to win out the round. Both of them are mid. It's just a battle of mid. Ace side has been completely left. And Rem is in a great spot to try to get a position. Chicken Joe so low in this position and taken out straight away. Random Degenerate can't find the shot, gets dinked through a wall, and 11 HP. Needs to do absolute heroics to finish this out, and it's going to be so difficult, especially with just trying to positioning. But he's ready for this shot, gets the first. Paranoia is going to be inflicted and sprinting on through. Rem has to go for this.
Yeah, Rem's just running. They know that they don't have noise. Okay, this stopped now. No noise.
Yeah.
They can definitely just be running here.
Yeah,
But the loop?
timing.
The loop?
Both
Big
sides.
brain community. This is why they're called that. Random Degenerates. Takes
That-
map 1.
That was huge. It completely just fell so hard on that Marshall round. That was just so insane to see that they could not finish off Chicken Joe, and that is going to be the end of Sunset, the end of the first map. Dolords could not finish it out, but really good attempt there. Sunset is off the cards. That is a 1-0 start to Big Brain Community. It's similar to what we saw. They came out really strong. Even rounds they lost, they were hitting shots. They were doing really well, and it was always close. It is going to be Lotus next, and I think we're just going to take to a short break. Give them a moment. It might only be a few minutes on the clock, but man, the adrenaline must be running right now. So we will be back in just a moment. Hello, everyone. We are coming back here straight into Agent Select for Lotus. We are Ireland Collegiate Summer Series presented by Monster with our sponsors GG Machines and Natives. So thank you so much to our sponsors. With me is Schmergen, and we are going to be seeing what's going to be picked here now this time as we go onto this Lotus. The ISO Neon is working out for Big Brain Community, so I'm be interested to see if they pull that out again. For now, Lords, that's going to be a chamber once again.
Chamber Reina again, man. Dude,
I'm
I
not
was
sold on the
feeling a
chamber.
little disappointed from last Lotus because, like, so on Lotus, A site is the site that you have to go to. So rubble control is more important than ever. So I was really hoping that some teams would just be trying to play agents that can like stun or
You just play
nade
the
or
A, like you play the A characters. Yeah. You go like,
like
you go like breach raise.
yeah, exactly. That's what I was
You
thinking. I thought somebody would be running Raise and or Breach or something.
You just do the combo that like works in normal Lotus. But yeah, obviously just B site, so you can go anywhere within the realms of B site, not going through.
Oh, they're gonna get
any
the gun
kind of
upgrade.
connection to see. But
Chicken Joe.
sheriffs.
But now Chicken Joe instead
Oh, that's
has
a
the
huge
judge.
combo. You've the sheriff for range and the judge for close. So you got a lot of power here.
On Neon as well. They're definitely gonna go for it now. As soon as they make contact here.
Shot
Just
being-
live. Set up random degenerate. Oh yeah, here he goes, Judge is out.
Player standing.
Oh.
Flawless.
Yeah, you just run in. Chicken Joe didn't even get the first one, and Jenner finished that off. That is a clean first round. And see, that's the thing with the Reina Chamber. How do you break out? All you do
Reina
is
flash? Question mark?
but it's just not good enough, really, though.
Yeah.
Especially and Chicken Joe. If anything, they actually lost weaponry in this round because they had to drop the sheriff they had because we're just on the judges now.
They're not even going
Just going
forward.
for it. They could get the weapon upgrade. And I really like it here. Turning that into a phantom
That's
is
rough.
absolutely huge.
The answer back though. Random degenerate picks up a phantom of his own. Okay.
I'm actually
Big weapon versus big weapon.
yeah, they both get the same thing. They have the exact same duo combo. It's just about how they utilize it.
This is now your average force round. And now we have to re-clear rubble. And this time nobody's sitting there. Instead, both people just sitting towards stairs. So what are you gonna do? You're gonna make contact. You're gonna get the kill. Okay, big one from Rem there onto Random Degenerate. That's
And
all left onto Chicken Joe. The one with the less upgraded weapon.
30 seconds
I think
left.
they can
just
pick up the
got
Phantom
stuck.
on the ground.
Can you? I'm unsure of this fact. Okay, but, you know, that's huge for the upgrade part. Here, I think the judge is still really good because you do this,
Oh,
but hit the shots. That's an important distinction that you're meant to shoot though. But yeah, only deal some chip
Last
damage.
round before the switch.
And now 1-1. That's really nice. The Phantom is now moved up. The upgrade weapons are just being the things that they take on. It seems.
I wonder if the fight's gonna keep happening towards B main. Somebody's gonna go for the orb every time.
Yeah, I'll be curious to see what pops up here. If we will be getting, we got Twin Hunters and once again a weapon upgrade.
Probably gonna be like an Odin. Wait, I mean on
Or an
Locust.
op.
It's probably a good one.
An Odin or an op here would be that upgrade, I imagine. Which, if you get the op, that's not, you honestly don't really want that. So now Chicken Joe pulling back here. These positions can be huge. Relay bolt ball's going to stop them, but now they know where Chicken Joe was at least positioned there a moment ago. And now this spam could deal some kind of damage. Empress popped, so lots of fire rate, especially with a Phantom on hand, could be huge. Just needs to be about who makes contact, who gets killed. And they see them through the wall. Both of them win their 1v1s, get their picks, and that's a 2-1 end to the first half. That was such a quick moment, but really well played to just take their space and utilize it.
Yeah, I was a little surprised. I thought one of them would try to go towards heaven or something, but instead they decided to stick together and win out the fights. So good decision making there
No prisoners.
from Dole Lords, and it'll get him the advantage in the second half.
Ooh, that's a huge orb to be, but 2 versus 1 here.
Oh,
One enemy
Gonna make the
remaining.
contact, but they're actually baiting it out. They knew someone would be around there. They knew they'd be waiting for it. And now the ult can come through for Chicken Joe. Sees him, but now just gonna be able to go for it.
That's just bullying.
Gary's just so focused on hitting that headshot that no bullet even leaves the gun for the once they get the neon ult through. So 2-2. Great opportunity. Bucky's here. Once again, the neon is just smiling at some of these weapon choices that they're able to utilize.
Yeah, Bucky, it could change a lot though. The upgrades, the gun upgrades keep on coming in. Okay,
Oh,
not this time, of course, as soon as I say it.
The orb is going to be the heal one, which is definitely useful. But I don't know if you really, you know, with the Bucky, it's not going to be much. Especially because it's a limited time one. Health regen is not last for the round.
Oh.
It's already halfway
backside
through.
instead. The adaptations know that they're probably gonna flank and plant for backside instead. Do you even have the range from heaven with the Bucky though? No matter where it's planted.
My enemy's Bucky. Oh, really well played there. Great shot off. And now just 1v2. Rem. They know he's not in tree. They know he has to come from here. Double tap. Just going to be used to bait everything. Now jumping through. Tries to get some shots off. Stunned off though. Couldn't get a shot off. Gets one. And now trying to deal some damage. Random Degenerate though is just staying alive. We saw this once before where they ran the time down and they can just do it again here. Misses the first shot. Needs to get the kill. No time on the clock though. So that is 3 on the board for the side of Big Brain Community. My small brain could not comprehend. This could very well be the last round of this best of 3 already.
They have the kill contract online as well with an Odin. I'm a little surprised last round that Gary didn't get much more value. I mean, with the Headhunter up against Bucky's, you're going to be at a serious advantage. So to get sniped out like that is really well played for Random Degenerate.
Yeah.
Big kill to get. It's brought him to match point. But how are they going to close it?
Oh, it's all that. You see the dink, but it's not. It's through the wall, so it's very little damage. It's still about 30, so it's still a chunk of health down. Might not be a lot of it, but it just means you're gonna win the Odin. You're gonna win the Odin duel much quicker once you do that. So just trying to stay alive here.
I'm wondering when they're gonna pop. There it is. There's the kill contract. Taking Gary.
He doesn't have tap up, but I mean you don't really need it. Either way, you're gonna get spammed down there. And now Chicken Joe stands in the firing line of Rem. Empress takes them out, and we're going into the overtime. 3-3 now.
Switching sides.
A chance once again. It's not this round, it's at least to 5. You have to get you. So Vandals are going to be up, and this is a great opportunity here. One of these teams is going to definitely get a huge just advantage on this round, and it looks like they're just going back to simplicity. I think they've realized they might have been overcomplicated some of these, so the Dole Lords are just going to break out through rubble and try to take huge control here, especially with an ult orb available.
Do they swing off the tap? Yeah. Great base.
Yeah, they do exactly what was done to them. And now Random Degenerate has double tap up and doesn't get taken out. The shield saves his life from Gary. One more bullet and he was out of here, I think.
Switching sides. Match point.
And that is huge. Now, once again, match point available for Big Brain Community. Just a question of can they do it?
Are they closers?
They were on Wednesday. It's just a question if a few days on they can keep that up. Twin Hunters once again available. It's a nice little bit to have it. Might not be the biggest changer, but at least gives away a bit of position. You know that they're not going to be too close to you. You can take so much space for free. And
I think they're going back.
it breaks the door, which is huge as well. And now it's up to Rem. They are going to be the point of contact, and they are the one that gets destroyed. Gary is the last line of defense to try to get back in this.
Oh.
And you're getting shocked out of place. Joe has so much power. Shock does not hit, but they're just forced out of position. 12 bullets in the chamber, and now they need to do something. Running around with the shock laser. 5-3. Big Brain Community win it out 2-0. My God. so quick, so fast, and they just win it.
Brilliant stuff from Big Brain Community. I mean, the clean. Oh, it wasn't even clean 2-0 because it was overtime for both maps. So I
Two
mean, a
overtimes,
valiant
but
effort.
they didn't need a third. I think that it's important that they did close it out when the backs were against the wall. But really well played from them. Sadly, Rem, Gary, Rory, who was subbed out, not going to be able to push it over the line. But you know, it's the way it goes. I think there's so much of it. I think has to be those agent picks. I felt like the chamber, it wasn't it for me. I think you just it doesn't give enough impact, especially because the tour de force barely going to come out if you do get it, and trademark seems to just not be as good as just taking fights.
Yeah, makes
So
a lot of sense that the Spike Rush game mode that we have, the winning strategy is
double
pick
duelist.
pick Neon, pick ISO, run it down.
Yeah, no, it works. But even then, they were putting in a lot of strategy. There was a lot of that kind of rock paper scissors, like try to figure out where your opponent is running. Like, are they going to go for the mid orb? Are they going to go for the A main orb and try to fight that out? And then by the second map, baiting that out. It happened twice from both sides.
Mhm.
So it definitely cultivates such an interesting dynamic that I think I appreciate how different it feels to base Valorant. It might be hectic. It might be just so quick that you can't figure out what's going on. But at the same time, it develops its own little meta that you wouldn't get, which I really like. But for now, that is the last game. The first game, the last game, everything. But just for a note, just for those victories for those Big Brain Community, what they win is they get themselves a little bit of some of our monsters, some beautiful cans, on display here. A 4-pack of Re-Raw, some KOKA noodles, and their own collegiate hoodies. So congrats to the two for getting that. Congrats to Chicken Joe and Random Degenerate for that. And I just want to thank our sponsors once again. I want to thank Monster for presenting the summer series, Re-Raw, Dogpatch Labs, GG Machines, Natives, Stack, and KOKA noodles, which is I believe the most delicious snack for gamers. So thank you to each of them. And yeah, any last words from you, Schmergen? Anything you want to bring in?
Yeah. Thank you so very much for watching the grand finals of Valorant. Now, we do have League of Legends is on as well. That'll be at 7 o'clock. Are they doing a RAM format for that? Is that what it is?
Yeah,
2v2
2v2
Howling Abyss.
Howling Abyss on some nice ARAM. So definitely exciting. Similar kind of vibe you'd get where it just feels so different than the base game. But that was for today, and then tomorrow I believe we have Counter-Strike, which I'm going to be back for. That's the only reason I remember that one. but then we will also have Rocket League then at 7. So excited to see. And over on the Natives Esports Club stream, I believe it is EAFC and Call of Duty. If we still have those, I don't know if that was. Oh, EAFC tomorrow. Sorry, I was heard the wrong thing. But yeah, so we will be having some more games. But thank you so much for watching the stream and showing up, and for the winners. And sadly, Dole Lords who couldn't take it off the line. But that will be it from us. And thank you to Heltic for the production. So see you next stream tomorrow. Whatever next you watch, Ireland Collegiate.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Ireland Esports Collegiate Series, where you're catching me at a very bad time here. I am pretty sick, but I am still here because I think this is going to be some fire gameplay. This is the Ireland Esports Collegiate Series Summer Tournament Grand Finals, presented by Monsters, brought to you by KOKA, the perfect tasting snack for gamers. I'm OBK9. With me is Zastos, as we are just getting ready to get underway with game one of the series between Cormada and Wiggy Wanderers. Zastos, how are you doing, man?
Man, you know how you're ill? I'm just sick of watching England playing the Euros. There's a reason why I'm here instead of there, because I believe that we should have better quality to watch today. As this series today is actually going to be a little bit of fun. We're going to see some unique pickups and same with the old thing that we got to cast beforehand, especially for you, OBK. I'm expecting stuff like the Renekton to come through, maybe a bit of Talia. You know, those wombo combos I'm expecting for both of these teams.
I mean, yeah, there's some pretty good ARAM picks. I also was noting yesterday, I'm pretty sure like ARAM has a separate balance sheet as well. I'm not sure. I think that
Yep.
carries over into the custom games. So I'm pretty sure like the balancing for some of these champions are all kind of revolving around those ARAM patches that they throw in, the micro patches in every patch notes. But
So
yeah, so it's gonna be spicy. What do you think,
it's a
man?
weird one, right? So when I was looking at the patch notes, usually you'll be like, okay, this champion makes sense, why it's super strong. When I was looking at a tier list, Yorick is the strongest person if you pick in your normal ARAM games or get it by chance, which of course probably doesn't accumulate well to the 2v2 situation. Then afterwards it's Melio, so maybe we can get a bit of that later on. But instead, as we get ourselves right onto the riff, we have a little bit more, I guess, cohesion with these teams, as we have Talia Pantheon, everyone knows what that does, with the Lee Sin Malzahar, which has to wait to level 6 before they can start coming online.
We've seen both these teams play these picks before. We saw Wiggler USSR Nima really put on a show with the Talia Pantheon, something they actually played against Cormada, as far as I remember, and Cormac getting caught a fair bit. But in this case, on the other side, we have seen the Lee Sin Malzahar come out here from Team Cormada as well, to great effect, even though it doesn't particularly look very strong at the early game. I think they really play it great. I think Mada Mars, I think it was Cormac on the Lee Sin and Mada on the Malzahar. I might be mistaken there, but this time around, we are going to see Cormac on the Malz and Mada on the Lee Sin. We've seen the Exhaust Ignite come out here from Cormac, the Exhaust from Mada Mars, no one opting to take any defensive runes like Barrier or anything this time. So I think it's really just going to be a case of Lee Sin throwing out those spam Qs and a case of hopefully Talia can land some of them pulls and get a lot of that poke out.
Yeah, so I think the biggest goal for both of these teams, as you said before, is going to be that poke, as Talia wants to try and poke out with the Q, compared to the Malzahar, which is trying to poke you out with all of their abilities. Malzahar will always keep you pushing this lane, but I don't expect much to happen till this level 6 mark, unless we want to see a flash coming out from that Pantheon. But if you want to do that, you prefer to get it onto that Malzahar, as if you burst them out and they have to die and go for a reset. It's not as impactful as a Lee Sin, let's say, who goes for that reset, gets themselves the Eclipse instead.
Definitely think at the moment they need to be really careful, as we see USSR Nima looking the drag there from Talia. She did flip him back over. Madam Mars now getting ignited. Damage coming through. That is the first blood going over to Team Wiggy Wanderers. Meanwhile, though, Nima, half HP. He needs to be careful himself. So Madam Mars, about 1 minute 56 is going to die there. He might only come back with maybe an extra longsword or something. I don't think there really is anything too great he can get from a recall here. So minimal problems. And I was saying this yesterday when the previous cast with Celtic, that something that some teams can really take advantage of is getting an early game pick, because if you get an early game pick, they really can't get much for their death. Like in other cases where you get farming later on, you might see something, but the fight gets right there, and Wiggler just takes a Cormac. That is going to be the end of the game. 1-0 to Wiggy Wanderers in the series.
And now it's absolutely pure confidence coming out from the team, as it was looking like they wanted to go for this late game team fight, get towards that level 6, and then use the ultimate from the Malzahar, but they never had the opportunity. So great play coming out from the Wiggy Wanderers to get themselves 2 kills in 5 minutes.
Honestly, I expected a bit of loose and fast gameplay to come out, and I really wasn't disappointed. Team Wiggy Wanderers just on point. The nice flip from Talia to knock him back. Again, Pantheon throwing those spears to deal massive damage. And considering the fact Cormada's team were very squishy with the Malzahar, with the Lee Sin, who didn't really have any items or any really option to do that, considering we're its first death or second death, that it really made it impossible for them to really be careful, because they couldn't scale with the amount of pressure that were being put under them by Wiggy Wanderers. So well played to the lads, but we will be getting in a second. But I believe we will take a short break before we get into game 2 of this series. Do not go anywhere, lads. Welcome back, everyone, to this grand final best of 5 series of Ireland Esports Collegiate Series Summer Tournament presented by Bonsters, powered by GG Machines and Rerot, where we have got some Game 2 underway, a very quick fire Game 1. And I mean, yeah, it's kind of just insane at the moment. I knew the ARAM tournament was going to be a lot quicker than any of the other tournaments. And I mean, yeah, Game 1 did not disappoint. We saw a pre-2 minute or pre-3 minute even ending to the game. But yeah, we're going to go into Game 2. What do you think Cormada can take from this, Zastos?
Wait till Malzahar has ultimate.
That is some valuable information. I'll let them know. I'll exclusively let Team Cormada know that they need to wait for ultimate before they do any kind of shenanigans. But it looks like we are going to get into this game in a second. Looking at the picks this time around, we are seeing the Tristana Kled getting locked in for the side of Wiggy Wanderers versus a run back by Team Cormada on the Malzahar Lee Sin. What do you think about sticking to those champions?
I mean, this matchup should be a whole lot better for the Lee Sin and Malzahar, as you don't have that burst damage coming through onto the Mouse because you still have the passive up. But I feel like I would still give it towards the Kled and Tristan. Remember, Kled is one of those champions that feels really good in a 2v2 situation, as when you're mounted on Skull, even if you get demounted by some burst damage, you will always be able to get back on top of it usually, as they won't have the damage to get through it without you having that remount. And on top of this, when you have somebody in your team who is a main of Kled, of course, put somebody on their comfortability to make it easier in this game.
Definitely think USSR Nima is quite scary on the Kled. I think Skarl provides so much utility as well, because when you get low HP, you can just build that passive up and get back on Skarl. But he needs to be really careful when he's in that state where he's a lot weakened, kind of like a mini-Nar state, especially something that Matamars and Cormac look to capitalize on here. Again, you were saying this, they need to wait for their ultimates to come up before they can take these fights, and Cormac this time around decided to run it back. Maybe he will wait till 6 this time. Maybe we will slow it back here. But at the moment, it's going to be very easy, and I'm actually shocked there was no level 3 shenanigans there from Wiggler and Nima. Maybe they also want to wait for ultis.
Yeah, I thought that Kled would want to go in like they're doing here.
They're doing it right now as we see Matamars flashing away. Tristana does not fill all the satchel charges up there. Meanwhile, though, Wiggler and Nima running away with the Ignite going through onto the Kled. But as we can clearly see, he's building up that passive, trying to get back on Skarl and get some of that HP back.
Yeah, it depends. Can he get on top of it before Lee Sin can burst him out? Remember, level 6 is still very far away. Only for need at least another minute and a half to get there, so you do expect it.
But they're pushing for this hard. Nima, very low, but down goes Lee Sin, and Cormac now running away. He's no HP, and this is an awkward situation where you've got a very low HP member of Team Cormada, and Matamars now has to come back into the game. So it's pretty much now playing with the crutch of Cormac now being such a low health member, and all it takes now is a rush in from Nima or an explosive charge from Tristana, and that might just be game 2 going over to the Wiggy Wanderers.
I think you just wait towards level 6. You know you're going to be getting it before that Lee Sin. Even if you go for that tower dive, you have the damage from Kled, and this is why we see Wiggler before the level 6 mark, just chipping away, making sure that when they want to go for the dive with this stacked wave, it should be a lot easier to try and kill them, as with these two champions, you can burst someone out from half HP.
I think that's something really important as well, and I also think Wiggy Wanderers just playing really aggressive. They need to know that they have the potential to tower dive, set off the explosive charge, and then just get the W reset on so you can dash back out again. So right now, I really think Wiggy Wanderers are in such a strong position. And since no one has died, they can do the strategy where maybe they just keep farming up for a bit, and as soon as Tristana is near her first item, she can just W under turret, die, and respawn with an item, because at that point, you'd nearly be able to 1v2 the Lee Sin and the Malzahar.
Yeah, it completely can, but it all depends. Can you find the right situation? As Lee Sin has reached level 6, even though they died early on, but Cormac, because they went slightly further behind, only is able to reach it. Still doesn't have that passive available. If they want to make this dive happen, they have to do it before it's back up, as now it's up. It's a lot harder to try and burst through that, as either the buckshot's not going to be here from the Tristana, losing them about 300 damage. If you don't let the bomb do that, that's also 300 damage. It's going to be difficult to try and do it, but fortunately, able to get that off, giving themselves another chance to go for this.
I definitely think they need to be really careful right now. As we see Wiggy Wanderers pushing for something, trying to put that explosive charge down and try and set up something with that buster shot, but unfortunately, nothing connects. And Team Cormada playing it safe. But at this stage now, we see ultimates are available. We see the Dragon's Rage with the Lee Sin. Malzahar with his own ulti as well. Maybe something's going down here as the Ignite comes through onto Cormac. They're looking for the kill. They're looking to take it. Explosive charge damage. Is it going to be enough? No, it is not. With a nice bit of safeguarding there from the Lee Sin. Really well played from Madam Mars, just knowing that he could keep him alive as long as possible. And with the Nether Grasp available, he really can just cause Tristana to overextend and drop that ulti on the Malzahar and just make sure that Tristana can at least die. But I don't know whether they can do something here. I don't know what Uzaf does. I'm a bit worried for Team Cormada's chances.
They still have double exhaust, have the ignite available as well, and even the flash is up for this Lee Sin. So yes, there's a possibility to make a play happen, but how are they going to do it? They're going to have to hope that the enemy team wants to go for another dive once their ultimates are back up, and then with the Malzahar, with their exhaust, see what they can do.
Well, here looks from the captain, they're looking for a kill. Nima has taken out Cormac. That is going to be the 2-0. That is going to be a 2-0 in-game lead for Team Wiggy Wanderers. Well played, lads.
Yeah, it was difficult. When you play a team comp that wants to play a little bit more defensive, hope the enemy team makes a mistake. But it never felt like they were able to capitalize on it. Even when that dive was coming through, using this clear passive like they did, it looked like it was about to die. It's able to remount, get themselves the first kill. And ever since then, it kind of felt like the Wiggy Wanderers are in the driver's seat.
Honestly, I really do think Wiggy Wanderers are just steamrolling through. They beat Cormada in their run-up to it. I believe it was the winners' final, or just before the winners' semi-final, but Cormada did already get lost by Wiggy Wanderers here. So Wiggy Wanderers already have that advantage mentally, and at the moment, they already seem to have that advantage in champion pool, because they swapped champions after game 1 and won. But Team Cormada just decided to opt for the same plays that they did before, didn't change it up, and they really did come back to bite them there, as I do think that Wiggy Wanderers just played it a lot better.
Yeah, you're completely correct on that. And what you were talking about last time was Renekton was this massive champion. People enjoyed Malzahar, sure, but also this LeBlanc that we haven't seen just yet. So maybe we can have a champion like that coming out from Cormada to get a little bit closer in this second game. So I don't think that this Malzahar Lee Sin combo is really working for them.
I don't think so neither. I think they really need to change it up for the next game, but we will find it in a second. But we're going to throw it to a quick break first, lads. Please don't go anywhere. And we are just about to get on the rift for what may be the final game of Ireland Esports Collegiate Series Summer Tournament, presented by Monster, brought to you by Dogpatch Labs and Stack, where it is all on the line, all to play for these lovely prizes of 4 cans of Monster, 4 cans of Reraw, the Collegiate Hoodie, and the KOKA Gamer Pack, which these teams are playing for right now. It looks like the direction of Wiggy Rounders at the moment, but Cormada are trying to rein it back in, trying to take us to a Game 4. Hopefully we can see a bit more League of Legends going on, and hopefully we can see some more quality League come out here from Cormada, because right now they've just been getting steamrolled by Team Wiggy Rounders.
Yeah, steamrolled is probably the right word, and I said it was the comp. It just didn't feel like it had what they needed to win in a 2v2 situation. It was a 5v5. Sure, both champions look incredible in that. So, of course, Cormada going for quite a significant change now. We saw the Pantheon Talia coming out from Wiggy Wanderers earlier on. They have opted to keep the same as that first game, but take a look. Pantheon Lucian, I'm expecting some juicy first game action here.
Honestly, yeah, I think it's going to be really spicy early on. I definitely think with this Leah Pantheon again, just like we saw it last time, there's going to be some super gameplay. The Seismic Shield not going to connect there. Nima getting pushed back, but it's Pantheon v Pantheon action. Although one of these is an AD range champion, so they need to really be careful, because Lucian level 3 is incredibly strong, and I really like this pick from Cormac. I think there's a lot Cormac can do here, a lot of movement. He's very mobile. He can dodge a lot of Talia's abilities, and I think that's going to be quite scary for Wiggy Rounders.
And the benefit about picking this Pantheon as well is with your E, you can take just all the damage that comes through the burst of that Talia Pantheon. So it does give themselves the possibilities for them to, you know, stop this big engage. Compared to the Lucian, who does have to be careful of the unstable ground of getting stunned up into that CC. But I really feel like Lucian is going to be the main person to dictate how this game is going to go.
I definitely think Lucian's really good at set it, because if Lucian gets caught, it's pretty much all over for Team Cormada. But if Lucian gets ahead, I really don't see any way Wiggy Wanderers can kind of take on this Lucian, especially when he gets to level 6 and he gets the culling online, and there's a lot of damage that they can do. So at the moment, I think, honestly, a much more improved comp for the side of Cormada, and I think Wiggy Wanderers right now know it as they're sitting back here. Cormada can also opt for, which we haven't spoken about this, the 100 CS victory. If they don't want to fight and they play this defensively, Lucian is a really strong CSing champion. He can clear waves really fast. Pantheon Spears can help as well. And I think that's nothing to scoff at neither.
You are correct about this, but having Lucian with 7 CS, Pantheon with 5, I think both of these teams just want to be aggressive, want to try and get that early game fires. Madam Mars has been chunked to half HP, will be able to heal themselves up with some of these tomes around themselves, but still, difficult situation. I'm expecting level 6, maybe the culling could make a big effect in this game, as they're able to chunk out one of the enemies, could get themselves into a very good position, as there will be a slow push over towards the side of away from Wiggy Wanderers, so maybe there's an opportunity to look for a dive there, but it just feels like they're trying to poke each other out, seeing if they can get any crucial abilities before finding that engage, as Flash is available for every single member of both of these teams.
I think two of the biggest ultimates at the moment are got to be the Weaver's Wall and the culling that once they come available, because the way Weaver's Wall can really spread the Lucian and the Pantheon from each other and really separate them, because Lucian can probably, I think he can dash over, but I think Pantheon might get stuck in there. He doesn't W into someone. But I think the culling as well is pretty big, because they're both squishy champions, and Lucian can really output those numbers, especially in the case where he can take Wiggy Wanderers incredibly low. They just got to play passively for the rest of the game, and they can look for a CS victory. There's a few avenues for Cormada and Wiggy Wanderers to kind of go for the victory here, but I think really they're playing it quite safe. I actually think they're looking more towards the CS angle here, because I'm not seeing too much frightening plays coming out from Cormac, but the flash gets used there, and goes the W. Wiggler trying to walk back, Ignite comes through, Cormac looking for a kill, he's going to try and get one. Is Wiggler going to get taken out? Yes, he is, but they get the Pantheon in response. Can Cormac take out USSR Nima and take us to a game 4? It's looking that way at the moment, but no, the heal just about comes through, and that was such a clutch, close moment. Both teams ending 1-for-1 at the end of it.
Yeah, a couple small mechanical mistakes coming out for both the teams. Exhaust getting used a little bit too late on that Pantheon, meaning all the burst damage went through before that exhaust, meaning that, of course, the Pantheon for Cormada does die in that situation. And afterwards, not taking the heal plant for yourself and letting the Pantheon pick it up instead was the reason the USSR Nima was able to survive in this opportunity. But now, both members are about half HP to maybe over half now. There's still plenty of opportunities for both of these teams to win, as we can see the items being brought for both of these teams. We get a pickaxe on Madam Mars, going to help that burst damage, compared to this Talia, which is more about trying to poke out the enemy before you get this burst damage together.
really think Cormac was unlucky there. A couple more, one or two more autos would have definitely taken out Nima, but Nima is alive for now. He's not dead yet. Pardon me. He's not dead yet, but he does have nearly half his HP down, and Cormac heals back up to nearly full. I think Wiki Wonders right now are on the back foot as the poke from the Lucian coming out here, but we do see those extra items coming in for Wiggler. He can do a bit more damage with those Qs, with the seismic shove, and I think maybe he has maybe a bit more burst damage than he did before, so hopefully that will play a factor for Wiki Wanderers here.
Yeah, Wiggler is going to be slightly low on the mana side, are going to be slightly below half HP, so get the burst damage too. You can see, doesn't deal any damage, and now has no mana to their name.
Not a great position for Wiggler to be in right now. The calling comes out from the Lucian. Planting going to drop something to try and stall it out there, but they're both half HP. Cormac himself is nearly down to half, but he will lifesteal that up. Light Slinger pass is going to help him as well.
Steve, for me, behind the scenes, this is a lot more intense than anyone else. As I'm watching England on the side plus this game, so it is going to be penalties at this point, but there might be an engage for Wiggler.
Wiggler looking for something. The seismic shove does actually connect, and Nima gets pulled in there. Lucian, keep an eye on that Lucian right now. Lucian doing serious numbers. Can they take out Mada before this? Can they do it? No, they cannot. This is going to go to a game 4. Core Mada take game 3.
Yeah, really close fight at the end there. I thought the empowered Q missing from Man of Mars meant they were going to lose that, but a great play from this Lucian. I felt like the champion itself, the adaptation was what they needed to get themselves back into this series, because now with one win under their belt and some adaptations in the draft, we're going to have to see if we're going to see something different from the Wiggy Wanderers. As if we have the same comps, I feel like Amado have a great opportunity to get themselves back into this.
Honestly, I think at the moment it is all to play for at the moment, especially from seeing what the side of Cormata can do. I think it's all on the line. There's definitely an avenue where they come back into this and win. At the moment, though, it is looking still in favor of the Wiki Wanderers, and I really wouldn't put it past them to just run away with this. But for now, they managed to quell the Wiki Wanderers. Do they run it back to one of their previous comps? I don't know, but we are going to throw it to a short break, but we will be back for Game 4 in a second, lads. Please hang around. Welcome back, everyone, to Game 4 of Ireland Esports Collegiate Series Summer Tournament, presented by Monster, brought to you by KOKA, where we are getting into what may be, again, the last game of the finals, where we've got Wiggy Wanderers up against Team Cormada, where we're just after seeing Team Cormada win Game 3 and take us to a 2-1 lead at the moment for Team Wiggy Wanderers. Wiggy need one more game to win it. Team Cormada hoping to take us to that Silver Scrapes, hoping to take us to that Game 5. But at the moment, it's all in the hands of Team Wiggy Wanderers to stop this happening. And we're seeing some more interesting picks come out here. Cormac is on the Lucian, and Madam Mars is on the Darius, which is interesting considering Cormac is a Darius player. And on the other side, we're seeing another strange pick where we're seeing the Nocturne and the Kled come out here for the side of Wiggy Wanderers. So all around, spicy picks. What do we reckon, Zoth?
Wow, it's going to be interesting. My biggest question is Darius tanky enough? I know that he has been getting a little bit more tanky because he is going to be on the Howling Abyss's fight.
We're seeing some scrapes going out here. A lot of damage coming through. Ignite going down into Mada Mars, but it actually flipped it around. Mada picking up the first blood now, and it's Wiggler versus Cormac, who wins the level 3 fight. And it looks like Wiggler's getting forced out here. Wiggler's getting chased down. Wiggler is nearly about to die, and he should probably be afraid if I was Wiggler. But he managed to stay alive so far. Again, a really terrible point to die, because right now, USSR Nima only going to come back with an extra cloth armor, which is really not what you want. Really poor time death. And Wiggler also so low at the moment, he needs to be extra careful not to get taken by the Darius with the E. And he also needs to worry for Lucian autos and a Q. So it is pretty dangerous if I were Wiggler right now.
Well, I think I've learned it to the story is it is pretty tanky in these fights. Having the healing from the Q was the major difference in that fight. As when the enemy team wants to fully go in, you can just knock them in, heal yourself up with Q, and we know that Lucian has huge damage at this level 3 spike or anywhere early on in towards the game. So now it's difficult. Wiggy One just need to try and burst someone out. So maybe you want to wait towards that level 6 as you're going to have Nocturne out plus Kled, which could be super useful for it.
I think the paranoia is definitely going to be useful, even if he just uses it and then just lets Nima go in. I think that's better than if he walks forward right now and tries to play the 2v2 at half HP against Darius Lucian.
Yeah, it's going to be really difficult to play. So we'll be seeing Cormac just slowly pushing a wave in. I do expect them to maybe Sarpa freeze towards their tower. At least that's what I would do with the team compass. If you get run down by a Kled and Nocturne, that's exactly what they want. Compared to if they do have to tower dive you, it's a lot more difficult for them to really play the way they want to. So this is why we do see them slowly stacking up this wave, making sure that they can have that minion advantage. As early on into the game, yes, the champion deals a lot of damage, but so do these minions.
I mean, right now, it's currently 1-for-1, so I know we're looking at Wiggler at half HP there, but keep in mind that Team Cormada are also missing a champion as well, so next kill wins, which is something pretty crazy you have to think about as well when both these teams now are looking towards maybe a CS or a tower victory here. Keep in mind that any death here will mean the end of the series and or the game.
Yeah, exactly. End of the series if Wiggler Wanderers are going to be able to pick up the kill. Otherwise, we will get to that Silver Scrapes game as these towers are going to get chipped out, but I do expect it to be that kill. As Wiggler, yes, he was chunked out a lot in that first initial fight where both members had one person die on their team. Now take a look, almost at full HP, meaning once this level 6 comes through, which it just has, I expect for them to try and go for this big all-in. This is why Cormac and Maddie Mars has gone straight towards their tower, not to give the enemy team an opportunity to go onto them and get the team fight they want.
Yeah, right now we see that Wiggler is nearly full HP, so nearly dead evens now. So we're back at the same position. Both people didn't really have any difference in items. It's both, again, like another longsword or maybe an extra armor. So right now it's dead even. We're back in the 1v1 situation here, where it's 2v2 even, where it's both on equal footing. They're both looking for stuff, although ultimates and summoner spells are all available for both of these teams. Something to keep in mind though is Nima did opt to take the barrier instead of the flash, so he does have a bit more tankiness than say if he'd taken that flash, but he doesn't have the escape if he needs it.
Yeah, barrier is super good for him because when you want to try and get that remount, sometimes you feel like you need a little bit more HP to be able to pick it up. So with that barrier available, should be able to find it. But my big question is, Darius does seem pretty good in towards the enemy champions, but towards the level 6 mark, I don't think he's ever going to have enough time to try and stack up those marks on towards the enemies, as when they want to engage onto probably the Lucian, they're only going to have about 2-3 seconds maybe of fighting, and by that time Darius will only be on about 4 or 5 stacks instead of the 6 he needs to be able to get that huge damage, that huge dunk from his ultimate.
I think honestly, if you're Wiki Wanderers, I just tunnel vision onto Lucian. I think you have enough damage with the paranoia, with the nocturne abilities, and with Kledge running the charge and just attacking with the bear trap and a rope. I think you just ignore Darius completely and just hope to get the kill before they get theirs, is what I'm hearing.
Oh, I love that idea, but have you seen the runes coming out from Karmada? We have double exist, we have Conqueror as well for the healing on Madame Mars, but that double exhaust means that once you want to go for this all-out play, 40% of your damage is completely gone, and I don't think that's enough to get through Cormac. So maybe if they wait to get more levels up, they might be able to burst out later on, but I still think it's going to be very difficult to go for this play. So maybe if you could get out and exhaust early by going for the play, going for that disengage and fighting afterwards when the exhausts are down, that is the best opportunity for Wiggy Wanderers to try and win this game.
They could also opt for a CS droop, although it is happening very slowly right now. We're only seeing about nearly 50 CS now and 33 CS now, so it's pretty slow for the side of Wiggy and Cormada. They're not really looking to go for this because they know it's one kill all. Why bother for a CS lead?
Yeah, completely correct about that. You don't really care for a CS league. And what's the fun in now if you said, hey guys, I won the Irish Collegiate Tournament, do a CS league compared to I was just better, I out-mechanicked this player. So we do expect fighting to be the way that both teams are going out. But this game going very slowly. You can tell that this is a big game for both of these, as beforehand in the first game you always have a game to try and lay back on. But of course Cormada, if they lose here, they lose the whole entire tournament, even though they have fought against 2 or 3 other teams to just get into this situation.
I definitely think right now Wiki Wanderers are looking. And the question is, are they going to get too impatient that they pull the trigger early? Or are Team Cormada just going to slowly hang back here and just slowly build up a CS lead and maybe look for the 100 CS option?
See, I would love to say they are not willing to go in, but of course they have to.
And they're going in immediately. Exhaust gets popped there. They actually opted to go for the Darius as opposed to the Lucian, which is a pretty interesting strategy. The Nox and D team getting you. Out comes the exhaust, but Wiggler takes the kill. He's the first one to get it. You have your winners in Wiggy Wanderers. Congratulations, lads. You've got yourself some lovely prizes there. That was a very swift play. I'm actually shocked at that, to be honest, because I thought they were going to hold back a bit longer there, knowing that they had all their summoners up, knowing that they had these exhausts. But no, it didn't matter. And they actually ended up going onto the Darius as opposed to the Lucian, which was, again, interesting, because Lucian can output his damage. But what's he going to do if he doesn't have a big tanky man in front of him? As the Wiggy Wanderers just execute on that really well. Look to get that tower and managed to get themselves that second kill. Really well played. GG well played, the lads. They picked themselves up. They're 4 cans of Monster, 4 cans of Reroll, Collegiate Hoodie, and their KOKA Game of Pack. GG's, lads.
Yeah, done a very good job there. And I think the reason they wanted to go onto the Darius later on is because he did have that flash available, sure, but with a Lucian having E and flash and he's on the tower, there's no way you're going to be able to stay on top of him, even when you have the amount of movement a Kled does has, but the Nocturne hasn't. So going for the Darius, really smart play, and it was only one auto attack away from sending ourselves into that game 5. But overall, Wiggy Wanderers clearly deserved the win here. Innovated draft at the start to get themselves that 2-lead victory. And I kind of have to say, Cormado, they only started waking up towards that 3rd game. They did it maybe 1 game earlier. We can maybe have a different winner here.
I definitely think so. I think overall, though, it was consistently well played from the side of Wiki Wanderers. They may have dropped 1 game as a teaser, but I mean, it was a best of 5. They played really well throughout the whole thing. I think they played it steady, they played it safe, and those early game fights, they did the early game. When they want to do the later game plays, they did the later game this game. So you really can't dispute the winner of the Ireland Esports Collegiate Series Summer Tournament. GG well played for the lads. I think we're going to have to end it there for today. Thank you to everyone for tuning in. Thank you to our sponsors, Dogpatch Labs, KOKA, GG Machines, Natives, Rerun, Stack. Thank you, Zastos, for coming in here and tuning in for this, as this was, again, a quick best of 5, but it was a pretty fun one, and I hope you had fun with this as well, Zastos.
Yeah, no, I did. I had a wonderful time, and I feel even better as the UK flag behind me is soaring loud as England was able to get themselves the victory over Switzerland. So, you know, a good day. Wiggy Wanderers won and England. You know, 2 things made in heaven.
I maybe wouldn't say that on an Irish stream, but sure, look, say what you want to do there, dude. But we are going to have to end it there, lads. But I think that is going to be the end of the game. Is it, lads? Is that going to be the end of the But we're going to have to throw it over to COD now for their next tournament themselves. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Good night.